All praises to Yahawah Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on a particular video that I saw today, right? Which is by where there's these three women walking down the street, right? These three women that look like Edomites walking down the street. And then there's a guy walking down the street that looks like a so-called black man, right? And he just walks up behind these three women and ends up knocking every single one of them out, man. And now, this is something for all you women that are wicked, man, to pay attention to, because you walk around in this world proud as hell, right? You walk around in this world cocky as if you've got it together. But when somebody like that stumbles around, you haven't got the juice. You haven't got what it takes to protect yourself, man, right? And the scriptures, he speaks clearly that a lot of you women are going to be judged, man. And the scriptures say, rise up, you women that are at ease. And I'm going to read it right now. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. So, okay, 1 second. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. So Yahweh's saying, listen up, man. Because when them women was getting attacked by that guy, they didn't stand a chance, man. And this wasn't even no guy that's really no crazy strong dude. He wasn't even, he was like just some average guy in strength. He was quite severely overweight, right? He didn't really have necessarily some fast hand speed. He didn't look like he trained. He didn't look like he really like studied how to throw a punch or nothing like that. This was just an everyday guy, right? That probably had just finished. He probably smokes cigarettes, probably drinks significant amounts of alcohol in a week. He was not even really trained like that, man. He wasn't really trained like that. But these women did not stand a chance. And the women, to be fair, they didn't look trained either. They was all overweight, but they didn't stand a chance. Whereas if that would have been three guys, they would have at least got one punch in before they all got knocked out. They would have at least got one shot in, man. And if that guy decided that he wanted to put all of those women in the earth, he would have been able to get away with doing that, man. Because them women, like, people are going to end up seeing the video that I'm talking about anyway, more than likely. I'm not going to, like, post it in the description box or nothing like that. People can search it for themselves if they want to see it. It's just, if you just type in three women attacked walking down the street or something like that, and you'll see it. But they didn't stand a chance, man. They did not have no chance of defending themselves against that, man. Right? Because men, despite what people want to think, men are stronger than women. And the thing that's necessary to stop a wicked man is a righteous man. So if there's no righteous men, or if there's no masculine men in the world, right, then women can't do, women will be in trouble. If you just made if women tried to do what they want to do, which is emasculate every single man, or try and say that women are all equal to men and just emasculate every single man, right? And every single man that's emasculated was to then think that he's on the same level as the woman and was to try and fight women whenever they try and run their mouths and say things, well, the women would still be weaker than them. They'd still be weaker. That ain't, it's not going to change the physiology. It's not going to change the physiology of what a man is and the physiology of what a woman is. The man's still going to be stronger, man. And that's why Yahweh's telling you women to fix up, because when things go down, you're not going to have the juice to be able to escape these judgments, man. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9, rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. They're going to be hoping for the times of fun to come back, and they're not going to be there, man. Right? When it was hot yesterday, right, which now it's not, it's raining now, but when it was hot yesterday, all of these women, so look here, all of these women was running around, all of these women was running around in bikinis and stuff like that, man. I saw the images on the internet from the news. All these women was running down to, over in the UK, running down to Brighton Beach, wearing bikinis while walking the street, right? Because that's how a woman's mind thinks. They're just always thinking about happy things all the time, man. But the scriptures let it be known, it's better to go into the house of mourning than a house of feasting. So if your life's full of laughter all the time, that means that you're an idiot, right? The scriptures even say, let me see if I can remember the quote, because I can't remember exactly what it says in the scriptures, so I'm going to quote it, and people can find it for themselves. It says, A woman, if she's like enjoying her life all the time, she's dead while she liveth, right? A woman that's just got an abundance of glory, of laughing and joking around all the time, she's dead really. And a lot of these women are gonna get like the blinders taken off. They're gonna get that force field that's around them taken off, man. And those three women walking down the street, they got the force field taken away from them for a time, man. The guy didn't steal nothing, he didn't take nothing, he didn't rob nothing, he didn't say anything. He just started knocking them out, man. If I didn't know that the majority of the people in this world are wicked, I almost would have felt sorry for them. But yeah, we know what the scriptures say. I know what the scriptures say. It says, whoever perished being innocent. So really, they deserved what happened to them. Yahawah knows the reason why, even if we don't know. Let me go to another chapter, Isaiah chapter 3, because this is a message for you Israelite women. Those women wasn't Israelites that was on that video, to my knowledge, right? They didn't look like Israelites anyway. But they got judged though. And all you Israelite women, you're supposed to be righteous. So you're definitely going to receive judgments, man. Isaiah chapter 3, right? Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16. Moreover, Yahawah saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, mincing and walking and mincing as they go, and making, Salakia, and making a tinkling with their feet. So because you're proud and you're walking through the streets as if nothing could ever happen to you, right? What's going to happen? Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahawah will discover their secret parts. And there's every single time, every single channel pretty much I'm subscribed to, at one point in the last 2 weeks, they've made a video going into you women, man. Pretty much every single Hebrew Israelite channel that I'm subscribed to, the apostles on their last weekly teaching was going into Lori Harvey and how she's a demon, and everything that they said was straight facts, man, because she is a demon, right? She's proud as hell. These women really want to just be hoes in the street because that's the fun life right now. It's fun for them to be a hoe right now, right? But a lot of these women that have slept with 100 men plus, when the day the Lord arrives, none of them 100 men are going to be trying to save you. And the one guy or one or two guys out of those guys that might have loved you and might have cared about you in that time, that would have actually looked after you in that time, he's not going to want nothing to do with you. He's going to become cold-hearted towards you in that time, man. He's not going to be like, oh, babes, come back, I forgive you. Let's just make things work. He's going to be like, man, you're just here to try and eat up my resources, man. And then you're going to end up stumbling upon another guy that's going to be a complete scumbag. Something like Diego from Purge. Right? Something like Diego from Purge, man. You're going to stumble upon those type of characters. You're going to stumble upon people like that guy that attacked those three women. You're going to stumble upon people like that guy that grabbed that woman by the hair on the train and picked her up and walked her down the whole aisle of the train and threw her away, man. And threw her into the threw her into the wall. And everyone was just staring, looking stupid. No one helped her because people are not falling out the sky anymore to save you women. Because you women have tried to come with all this equality stuff, so be equal then. Everyone's trying to say, oh, men are cowards this, men are cowards that. If we're equal, then he might have been just as scared as them women, the guy that walked past in that video. He might have been just as scared of those women and didn't want to help. How about that? He was treating them as equals. That was a 3-on-1 fight. So he was treating them as equals. How about that? That's the reason why the man didn't step in on that video. It was a 3-on-1. He thought they had it because they're equal, remember? You're either equal all the time or you're not equal. Simple as that. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 18. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their claws and their round ties like the moon, because that's what makes women get proud, man. The more attractive a woman is, right? That's the more proud that they got, and that's the more brave they are a lot of the times to be running their mouth. And those women in this video were not particularly attractive, to be honest with you. They was all obese, if I'm being real about it. They was all obese, man. They would have been in the red, they would have been in the amber to red area on the BMI scale, right? There was not with that. But in general, the women that are the most attractive are the most proud. They're all on Instagram, twerking every 20 seconds. If it's a funeral, they're twerking. If it's a riot, they're twerking. If they're walking down the street, they're twerking. If they're pregnant, they're twerking. If they're in the aisle at Aldi, they'll want to twerk. If they're in Asda, they'll twerk. If they're in Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, they want to twerk. If they're in a nightclub, they're gonna go even more than twerking, man. They're gonna go even more ham with it. Verse 19. And their chains and their bracelets and their mufflers, these are all the things that make these women cocky. These are all the things that make these women brave, right? Because the scriptures say that a woman's glory is her hair. A woman's glory is really her appearance, man. That's what they glory in. And that's not to say that men don't glory in their appearance, because there's a lot of guys that think that they're hencher than everybody else, right? That they think they can just put people in headlocks and wrap people up, right? They think because I've did a few, I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I've got it covered. If two men tried it, they think that they just got it together, man. And really, they're gonna get the chance to test how strong they are, and they're gonna find out that the gym was not the way to salvation, man. A lot of you tough guys are gonna find out too. Yahawah's got an opponent waiting for a lot of you people, man. Since you want to think that you're the undisputed, undefeated, tough guys around here, Yahawah's got a lot of opponents waiting for you. He's going to pick out an opponent for you. Yahawah's going to be the promoter picking out your opponent for you, man. And when he picks the opponent, a lot of you people are going to lose terribly, man. Because there's a lot of that too. People thinking that they're tough guys, man. Especially Israelites. Bullying people, rolling around their neighborhood with weapons in their trousers, thinking they're a tough guy because they can stab someone that looks like themselves. Let me carry on reading. Verse 20. The bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets, and the earrings and the rings and the nose jewels and the changeable suits of apparel. What's that? What's that talking about? That's talking about the garms, man. All the nice clothes that you got. All these women with their Birkin bags that they spent $50,000 on, that they had some simp buy them for 50,000. They're gonna wish that he spent £2,000 instead of him spending like 3,000, 30,000, whatever it was on a Birkin bag. They're gonna wish that he just gave him a £2,000 voucher for Walmart so that they could buy some tin foods. Because a lot of these people that are on that are always going out for eating and stuff like that, they ain't even got a full fridge, man. They wouldn't even, a lot of these people that are on that kind of stuff, they wouldn't even have food in their house to feed themselves for a whole week, man. Or a lot of these women wouldn't even know how to cook. If they did have the food anyway, they'd be eating raw pasta. Verse 20, the bonnets and the ornaments. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 20, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings and the rings and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, boldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. So Yahawah's gonna make all you Israelite women ugly, man. Right? For the most part, a man can pretty much look the same on a day-to-day basis. And women will if they stumble upon videos like of this kind, they'll say, nah, men need haircuts and men need this and men need that too. Well, all right, you can say that, but you definitely need them though. You women definitely need that stuff. You women definitely need that stuff to be able to gather in your horde of simps that you have that you manipulate, right? But in that time, there's not gonna be no simps, man. Because when a man's hungry, you can have the biggest booty twerking, spinning it around, throw that ass in the circle, going, and he ain't gonna be rocking with that, man. He's gonna be like, man, I want a slice of bread. There's only one slice of bread. There's two of us. Do one. So you women ain't gonna just be every single throwing it around in a circle all the time. That's gonna be done away with, man. That's gonna be done away with. I know you women that have had these BBLs to where you can't even sit down. You're not even gonna be able to run. In that day, you're gonna be able to run from the chaos, man. You're just gonna be looking stupid, man. And there's a reason why Yahawah is making so many people say things about you women. There's a reason why a whole community has been made on the wickedness of women. Because you people want to try and make out like everyone. So all these millions of people are wrong about roasting out you women. Because some people might say, oh, it's only Israelites saying it. No, it's not. Kevin Samuels didn't think he was an Israelite. But he was still bunning out you women. Fresh and Fit, they don't think that they're Israelites. And just even though these same people are bunning you out, that don't mean that they're not going to be destroyed neither. They'll be destroyed along with the same people that they had a problem with, unless they repent. And that goes for everyone, including me. Unless we repent, we get destroyed. Let me carry on reading. Verse 20, Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be a stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, boldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Because I know some of you women think, oh yeah, I got a man. He's protecting me. He's stronger than he's stronger than you. He's stronger than you. I don't know what you're talking about. He could punch you up. Like they've got these guys in their family or whatever that they can manipulate. Oh, he hit me. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. And they know they're lying. But then this guy just charges up, right? And then now goes and he's like her human pit bull on a leash to try and justify any wickedness that she does. But those people in you women's family or you proud women's family, they're going to be destroyed too. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So a lot of you women are going to just be looking stupid, man. You're going to have lost it all. You're going to have lost your looks, and you're going to have lost all the men that you thought had it together, right? All them so-called high-value men that you thought you had. You're going to realize that they was actually low value. There was high value for a wicked world, but in terms of a righteous world that's coming, they was nothing. They was of no value. They're not going to be there. And you're going to be desolate, sitting on the ground. Verse 4, Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1, which really, the Bible didn't even always have chapter and verse. So really, this is just a continuation from that point. Really, it wouldn't have been no Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 26, and then Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. It would have been me reading Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 26, and then going straight into Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. But I'm going to read Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1 anyway to make this point. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now, imagine that this was a time with that story that I just told you, right? Of how these 3 women got attacked, right? And it's brutal. It's kind of brutal, man. When I see it, they're just like one hit and they're down. Literally every single time he hits them, they pretty much fall on the floor. They like act like he's just hitting them with the hardest punch they've ever had in their life. And really, those women might have never experienced anything like that in their life, man. But for the most part, every single man, to a certain degree, right? The average man has had a fight once in his life, whether he won or lost. He's experienced somebody hitting him. He's experienced some form of violence being enacted out on him, right? That's that. For the most part, every single man has experienced that, man. But women have not. And I'm not saying that women should. But they're going to, though. They're going to, according to what prophecy says. They're gonna lose a hell of a lot, man. I ain't saying that men are just supposed to be running around uppercutting women, but it doesn't really matter what I say, because Yahawah's gonna destroy women too. Because women sin as well. Men sin and women sin. Men are wicked, but women are worse, according to what the Bible says. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a contentious woman. There's plenty of scriptures that are going into how women are wicked. 1 among 1,000 have I not found among women that are righteous. But among one in 1,000 men, I have found one. That's what King Solomon said. And this is a message to all you Israelite women, man. If you can keep thinking you got it together all you want, you can keep saying, oh man, whatever you're talking about. I got Instagram followers. Whatever you're talking about. Look how many views I got on TikTok. TikFot. Yeah, you can keep playing games. You can keep saying you got it together, right? But last time I checked, the prices of fuel are really going up. So eventually it's going to be the same amount that people cost. It's going to cost people the same amount to get to work as it does to pay their rent. It's going to cost people the same amount to fill their car as it does for them to eat food, if it's not already. And they're going to have to start picking one or the other. And certain events are going to take place to cause for these women that are so proud and disgusting right now to become humbled. And what's going to take place? Because there's plenty of, if you look on the internet, there's plenty of women just randomly getting attacked in the street. There's plenty. Let me read this again. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right? When you read the book of Lamentations, man, it speaks about how the Israelites was getting completely decimated by all the famines and all the stuff that was going on in Jerusalem at that time, man. They was catching hell, man. And just like how people caught hell back then, they're gonna catch worse now. It's gonna be even worse this time around, man. And I'm gonna read like maybe one more scripture, right? Because this is this video and the Bible. Forget my video. In fact, the scriptures that are being spoken of in this should really make you even think, man. Because you don't get told that this stuff's in the Bible. This is Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And that's very, very precious gold, man. Right? Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahawah of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger, because Yahawah is getting ready to bring anger upon this earth. He's getting ready to do it, man. And it shall be as the trace roll, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, and they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone to his own land. So all you people right now that are against the Israelites, and all you people that are against your own nation, right, that are trying to join onto these other nations and trying to say, oh, whatever these people are talking about, it ain't true. Well, when everyone turns to their own people and everyone turns to their own land, they're not going to be rocking with you, man. They're going to cast you away anyway. So you can play them games if you want to, but they're going to cast you away anyway, man. All these people that ain't about the Bible, right? And I want to try and laugh at the Bible about us saying that we're Hebrew Israelites. I want to try and make Edomites feel comfortable, as if Esau is going to really be opening his door to you in that day. They're going to slam that door in your face, man. They ain't going to trust you, even though you've trusted them right now. And you're going to get to see it for yourself anyway, man. If you think it's a game, you're going to get to see it. Let me read this. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. And it's obvious what that's talking about, right? Anyone that's found is going to be thrust through. So any person that's from Esau trying to join into Jacob is going to be thrust through. And anyone that's from Jacob trying to join into Esau, if they're found, they're going to be thrust through. And anyone that's joined on from any other nation trying to join into another nation is going to be thrust through. Because Yahawah is going to be bringing this to the earth. And if people don't believe that's what it's saying, then prove what it is saying then, man. Because it becomes tiring of you, everyone always saying what the Bible ain't saying. But then they never say what it is saying though, do they? Verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Right, so that's another scripture that should make you women think, man. Their children shall be dashed to pieces, and their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. That doesn't sound very nice, does it? And I'm gonna end the lesson there, man. And Lord will, I'll do another video straight away after this, man. I'm gonna end the lesson there. All praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.